Well, big things are indeed ahead for Watertown Middle in terms of the long-term plan. And in case you missed it, let's go back to last Thursday night's Board of Education meeting to recap what happened and what it means moving forward.
It's been a fixture along West Main Street in some form since the early half of last century, but Watertown Middle's current location is officially on the clock to coming to an end. Many of you may remember us asking for your feedback over a year ago. You definitely made your voice heard.
This is a result of the survey we did. We started, I want to remind people that, by asking the community, what do you want? You want a new facility, or do you want to try to renovate the existing? And it was, if I remember correctly, 60-some% in some form or fashion wanted a facility.
Watertown Middle is severely aging, and at this point, renovation is just not a viable and productive solution for a building that has served the Watertown community proudly for so many years. A new build is definitely coming down the road.
With what it would cost to renovate, this is economical to build a new school. And I love that old building. My heart's there. Most of my career's there. But I had to put emotion aside because I love that old building on Main Street. It has a lot of history. But this will provide 50 years from now, there'll be people who have those same feelings because you took an action to provide for that community.
And for those who may ask, is this absolutely necessary? Well, Director of Schools Jeff Luttrell gave this response.
I cannot sit here and tell you that it is for growth, although we're experiencing growth in that community. But I will defend to the hip that those students and those taxpayers deserve the same opportunities in middle school as anybody else in the rest of the county. And I think I've committed and proven in my 4 years that I'm for all of Wilson County.
Because it's kind of landlocked, it causes a lot of headache for the residents in the area, and the students there don't have the same facilities that our other middle schools have.
So where exactly will the future Watertown Middle be located? Well, the land that was approved for purchase is situated on the south end of town on a 42-acre section banked up very near to Watertown High School along Sparta Pike. The land price is just north of $2 million with funds already in place.
This was a part of your budget that we designated. It's been set aside. Money's been moved, correct? So there's no issue. You will be purchasing this land out of your budget. It will not require any county commission approval or funding. I was a little concerned with the price of that, but looking at some recent property sold in their industrial park and with the location, so really feel good about the price, what it's going to do for the future of that community.
Location is key, and having Watertown Middle very close to Watertown High makes perfect sense. Securing the land was a very positive and big first step in the process.
There's a couple of other things we'll have to do. We'll have to secure funding at the appropriate time. I'm hoping within 12 to 18 months to be crossing that bridge. We will be working with the mayor and the county commission at the appropriate time to look at that. How do we secure funding? It will not be in this year's budget, but I think as part of next year we have to start having those conversations.
So, what will ultimately happen to the existing Watertown Middle in the coming years when the new Watertown Middle is built?
We will at some point have to have discussion what to do with that. When we ever get a building, what are we going to do with that facility? And we'll I haven't even thought that far yet, really, but I know that's something we'll have to do.
I do hope to see that building saved somehow, whether somebody in the community buys it and preserves it and remodels it in some way to make it something. Eventually, I know that's way down the road. It just can't be us. I think that we're doing the right thing here because it's a piece of history, and it could be something very neat for the community. I know we've got a lot of other things to look at, but I hope that happens in some form or fashion one day.
Growth is inevitable in Wilson County. It'll just continue to happen. And while Watertown is a smaller, more rural city area of Wilson County filled with rolling hills and farms, it's not necessarily a big secret anymore. It's a wonderful place, and more people are finding that out. This approval is a sign of being proactive rather than reactive.
You're seeing Rutherford kind of growing up and over into Wilson County in that back area. So to say that we don't have any growth, this will look to the future where we're not behind the 8 ball, we're getting ahead of it in the case of this area.
As people move to Wilson County, most people from Wilson County's plan is to move to Watertown. So we're all coming up there. It's happening.
Indeed, a new build will happen, but any hard time frame on expected completion is way too early to tell. But the urgency is there, and we'll keep you updated every step of the way. I'm Bart Barker with Wilson County Schools.